Fellas, I come to you this week with an announcement. Officially, my special, Ryan Long Problem Solved, will be live on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ryan Long Comedy, next Wednesday, October 9th. Please set a notification, a schedule alert, a timer, if you will, to watch it when it comes out. Please, if you would do a favor, share a clip, share it to social media. I'm going to put a Dropbox link with some clips when I release it. So people want to do that, share the artwork. This has been, the last 2 years of putting together, touring this, hour, perfecting it. And then the last 4 months of being very involved in trying to put this special together. Solving, there was some camera problems. There was this, there was that.
There's always problems.
There's always some problems. But the problem wasn't the set. The actual set, I'm very proud of. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys think of it. So next Wednesday, October 9th, please check it out the day that it comes out and share with a friend. Watch it with the wife. And then on top of that, we have also some news that we just came back from Vegas, and we set up we took the time out to set a studio up in our room. We lugged all our gear out there, and we asked people what their favorite guests are. And some of the most requested guests on this podcast for a long time we've been able to get. So we're going to release those as extra episodes that are going to be coming out over the next few weeks. So that, and make sure, please check out my special Wednesday when it comes out. And without further ado, this is the BOYSCAST.
The boys. It's the BOYSCAST. The lads. It's the BOYSCAST. The dudes. Prepare yourself for BOYSCAST. The bros. It's the BOYSCAST. The homies. It's the BOYSCAST. The dudes. Experience the BOYSCAST. The BOYSCAST.
The BOYSCAST would like to give a big rest in peace to one of the greats, Dikembe Mutombo. Woo! Probably the best commercial that any athlete's ever made. Maybe there's some other good ones, but in the grocery store, shooting up, Dikembe Mutombo blocks it. Not in my house. People are trying to get stuff in the shopping cart. He's knocking it out. But I don't know if you know, because some people who have been listening to the podcast for a while knew that we had a story where Roberto Alomar had had a girl back to his hotel room, came out naked, and then he goes, "Get to Dikak." This is the story. No one's been able to confirm it. It'll be the first thing I ask if we ever get Roberto on the podcast.
Sure.
Dikembe Mutombo, the alleged story, which broadcasters even asked him about it, and he didn't want to say whether it's true or false, is that he walked into a club one night and he goes, "Who wants to sex Mutombo?"
You talk like this. Who wants to sex Mutombo?
Yeah. Also, apparently Schneider's in hot water because he said jabbed.
Oh. Yeah, I saw that. but Dikembe had some huge Vex thing.
Yeah. But anyways, Mutombo was the fucking man. Who wants to sex Mutombo is the funniest, but that commercial was so good.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Dikembe Mutombo was, me and my friends, that was a big reference for us, being like, anyone's trying to block anyone from anything, fucking Mutombo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mutombo.
He's the ultimate blocker. So I don't have any interest in talking about this vice president debate for more than 3 minutes, but this is what I will say.
It's an old-fashioned debate.
It's a fashion debate. What's that mean?
An old-fashioned debate. Like, it was like how they used to do debates, where it's just two dweebs just being like, it was a big. If you're big into funny facial expressions, this was the debate for you. A lot of if you're into The Office, a lot of Jim just, and then
it was a lot of Jim Halpert.
The whole thing was just
for the audio listeners, he's not making any faces.
Making funny faces. Funny faces too for you.
Well, I'll tell you what. I guess it was the last 10 years of the Trump world too. Yeah. These guys, halfway through, he goes, and I'm happy to be on the stage with you. He goes, me too, happy to be here with you. And I go, hey guys, there's a certain level of vitriol that I'm accustomed to in politics.
What the hell is this?
What the fuck am I watching?
What happened to the blood sports?
When I watch politics, I go, no one's calling anyone gay. I'm literally watching. He's like, and I'm not saying, if he is president or vice president, I'm sure he'll do a good job. And he goes, and he as well. I go, call him a pussy.
Yeah, are you not going to call his wife a fat pig? What's going on here?
Call the guy a rapist.
I thought this was a fucking politics debate.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but I thought that I was watching politics because
Yeah.
I have a certain threshold of vitriol. I'd like to see you taking him down a peg. Name calling.
Of course.
This is what politics is.
Calling him a pedophile, maybe.
Call him a pedophile. They're trying to go back to the old me where, they kept going, and I basically, we're kind of on the same page here. We just have a slight divergence. I go, punch him.
Hit him.
I go, we're not doing that anymore in politics.
No. And I mean, wasn't
Might have been a Canadian politician debating, 1998.
Yeah, it is what it felt like.
I mean, it probably was better, but it is funny watching it. I'm just like, boo. You're sitting there with your popcorn. You're like, they're going to fucking give it to each other. He's like, he's a good guy. I also think you're a good guy. I go, the fuck?
You're just eating popcorn being like, wait, why am I watching the vice president debate right now? What am I doing?
You snap out of it?
Yeah, you go, what the fuck? I'm watching the vice president's debate?
Wait, politics is just politics now?
Wait. What's a young you being like, yeah, cut to 2024, you're watching the vice president debate. You're like, nah, man, that'll never be me, dude. That's old guy shit. That'll never be me, man. No, I'm telling you.
Why are they using words like legislation? Call her fat. What are you doing? Trump, he goes, we're just looking for bipartisan. I go, you're not going to call him ugly? What are we doing here? I thought...
Waste of time.
Yeah, so that is probably better, I guess.
Yeah.
But watching that, it was no one's hitting on none of the stuff, really. They weren't taking cheap shots.
No cheap shots, no calling them.
No name calling.
Fake races.
I thought these guys were going to fucking make out halfway through.
I know. They were going to hold hands or something.
It seems like the press said that they think Vance did better. I thought he probably did better, but I didn't think Tim.
I mean, the funny thing is because debates are so unquantifiable, everybody just goes, we won.
Well, here's how you quantify it. If the news says that the Democrats won, it means that there's a chance they won, possibly.
Sure.
If the articles all coming out are just like, the pluses and minuses on both sides,
right.
You could probably say that the Republicans won. You know what I mean?
JD Vance won for sure. He had a good debate. He's just a better debater.
Yeah, he's good at debating.
Yeah, exactly.
But I didn't think the other guy was. I didn't think Tim Walz was brutal or anything. Yeah.
No, he had the funniest faces.
He did have the funniest face. He's like tons of faces. Also, I think that they sort of did because everyone was saying that Vance was wearing makeup, and I think one of the reasons is because they blasted the lights because they gave him the old guy light treatment, right?
Yeah.
They're used to these guys being older, right? So he's 70 years. How old's the Tim Walz? 70 years old or something like that?
I don't think so. I think he looks old.
He's up there. So, anyways, he's got an old face, and I think when you're trying to make old people look good, you blast him with light, right?
Yeah.
So I think they gave him the ugly, the pretty lights.
He's 60.
They gave him very good-looking lights, like, let's try to beauty glam this guy up.
Sure.
But for a 40-year-old, it makes you look like you're trying
You're all washed out.
Yeah, it makes you look like you're trying to put filters on your face.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, you got a spray tan. He's got almost.
You got a spray tan.
It's like the bodybuilders, right? It's like the lights are so harsh at the bodybuilding competitions, they have to do the spray tan.
Well, exactly, yes. Yeah. Anyways, moving on from that. I got a little tidbit from you. Mm-hmm. This is the world that these people want you to...
They want you to eat the bugs.
This is what these fucking... But there's some podcast where they eat bugs.
Yeah, oh, really?
I can't remember what it's called, but there's a podcast right now, and it's just like,
WFcast?
Bug Life or something like that. No, I think it's some hippie shit.
Oh.
But yeah, it's like, why are you bugging me? Or it's like got some quirky name.
Bugging out.
Johnny, see if you can find the Eating Bugs podcast. But this is the world these people want you living in. Migraine sufferers are using vibrators on their heads to relieve pain, but is it worth the buzz? Now, this is Wired Magazine.
Some dude just has a fucking dildo in his mouth, just like, like that's not what we meant for you to use it.
Yeah, in what world? So this is, they want you walking around, they want you eating bugs, they want a dildo strapped to your head.
One up your ass, one taped to your head. This is the world they want you living in. Migraine free.
Exactly. Yeah, and I don't even think it would help.
Look, if you're listening to this and your girl has one of those Hitachi ones and you get migraines, go tie it to your head and let's find out.
I mean, it sounds like the guy who they're talking about, this guy, Wired contributor Jack. It sounds like Jack got fucking busted doing something else, and he's been going down the ship so far that he's writing articles about it.
Wired contributor Jack me off. This is a real article. Yeah.
One Wired contributor said that her friend Jack suffers from the most terrible migraines, but has an unusual solution. When his migraine starts, he lays down, gently straps a vibrator to the top of the forehead. I got a fucking couple questions for this Jack character.
How'd you figure this out?
Why do you have one?
Yeah. It's the way.
You go put a vibrator on your head. You go, I don't have one.
Yeah, I don't have
next
a vibrator.
idea.
Next?
You go buy one. No.
Hey, man. You must not suffer from migraines, Ryan. People will do anything.
The journalist Helen Thompson wrote, he swears that it offers instant relief from the pain. So this guy's walking around the Wired office with a Hitachi wand strapped to his fucking head like some psychopath.
Plugged into the wall with a giant extension cord. Just like fucking... Goes, hey, please don't trip over that. That's...
So this is what Wired.
Migraines.
At one point, Wired magazine was isn't that Jason? Isn't that what's his name? The All In podcast guy, Jason.
I don't know.
Callahan or whatever.
I don't know.
I thought he started Wired.
I don't know.
I thought that was his thing. Anyways,
Okay.
I think it started out they were doing tech news. Now they're giving you tips on how to fucking.
Best way to strap a dildo to your fucking head.
This is the world. It's funny to say this is the world they want you to live in.
Hey, man. If they can put a phone in that thing, it'll be like multi...
I got a canker sore and I got my tonsils hurting, so I'm deep throating dillies.
Doesn't sound like the worst.
Hey, listen. This is what they want. They want Eric Adams. He goes against the narrative. He's getting kicked out, and then they want you walking around with dillies on your head.
Yeah, maybe the new, like, those crazy smart glasses will have vibrate features for migraines.
Hey, if you want to say, I'll tell you what the actual best thing is if you got a headache. Buy one of those things that is like it's a hat, and it basically, you put it in the freezer, and then you put this hat on. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, that works? Frozen hats?
The frozen hats are the best. I also had a little thing. They had the other day. I kept doing arm cold plunges because they in Vegas.
Oh, you mean you were reaching for a drink?
Yes, but people didn't realize that I was pretending to reach and I was actually doing a cold plunge.
Just trying to get the bottom ones.
I acted like, oh, there's got to be one in here somewhere, but I was counting to 15 and I was doing 15 seconds all the way up to my arms. I had them really in there, so I looked like a weirdo. But I was doing a full cold plunge. I felt I was come out refreshed.
I used to do that at the
wakes you up at a party
at the LCBO when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember. They used to have the instant wine cooler thing when you left.
The beer store Danny's talking about, yeah.
Yeah, no, maybe the beer store too.
I'm just
but
telling people what
it's where you get the liquor in Ontario, and there was just a fucking ice cold thing, and you just put your arm in there.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
So that's what I was doing, cold plunges on. I do remember that, and it was, it was a big competition.
Yeah, because every time you're leaving, you're just like, oh, I can put my hand there.
Yeah, it was a big competition, so I recommend that. I recommend the head thing. The head thing is a nice piece of machinery. So this is what they want. They're halfway, they're halfway there because Danny's got dillies all over his head.
Did you see those the Meta smart glasses that they're coming out that make everybody look like Harry
I actually thought you had the funniest take on that, saying that this is the long game for the nerds to make everyone wear glasses. That's so funny.
It is.
Yeah, that got me.
They actually look really like the technology on them's crazy, but they're like Harry Carey. Like, remember the Cubs announcer dude? Mm-hmm. They're like these like big glasses that you got to like walk around with, but they're like the headset, but now they're just glasses.
And that was the final form for nerds being like, I'm going to start a company. I'm going to get involved in technology. And then the final form is everyone's a nerd.
You pushed me in a locker for my glasses. Now we're all wearing glasses.
Oh,
and they're vibrating too for your headaches.
You don't want to wear glasses? I guess you'll get fired from your job then?
I mean, all the people.
Oh, you want to watch the game?
Yeah.
Well, that's funny because the only way to do that is going to be to pop on the Zuckerberg glasses.
I mean, a lot of big tech people are like, that's like reporters are like, 2030, no cell phones, just glasses.
I don't love it.
I don't love it. We're all going to have to be wearing glasses.
Yeah, I don't know about this new glasses thing. I mean, obviously they're getting there, but I don't wear I mean, it'd be good for people who already wear glasses. I don't want to start
it's
wearing
money
glasses.
for people who are wearing glasses.
Yeah,
if anything, you got to start wearing glasses just to preempt it, so then it doesn't seem like you're just wearing them for that.
Yeah, this is some bullshit. I've got to come up with something better. I guess it would be contacts eventually, but then
contacts.
That's when you're fully in the matrix, man. When you have contact lenses that are attached to your retinas, you've got people's phone numbers in there. You have people's girlfriends trying to fucking pull their contact out in the middle and put it on. This is when the final form of the world has reached.
Problem is, there's got to be a battery in the contact. Yeah, I assume there's got to be a battery in the contact, though. And then what happens to something with your battery?
Charge your contacts?
Well, I'm saying I don't even know if it's possible because you'd need a battery, and then like what happens if something happens to the battery overheats and you just fuck up your eyeball?
Now you're walking around, you got fucking glasses on, a dildo on your head. This is the world they want for you folks.
Daily glasses. They look really cool though.
Yeah, you're happy with it?
I will say they look really cool.
You know what's funny? So, we always talk about the, when, the other countries are kind of going the other way. So they had this article that a few people sent me and it kind of went viral, and it said, Mastering Oral Sex, the ultimate guide to giving your husband the best blowjob of his life. So obviously, I mean, why am I telling you? You've already read it, but...
My husband's interested.
I mean, fellas, I don't need to tell you, but so a bunch of people posted, and my initial thought was like, the old articles are back. Do you know what I mean? They took a trip down. Maybe they'll be like, why are you fucking? If your husband asks for head, you should cut his fucking head off.
Right, yeah.
He should be just eating you out 24/7, and you also should be gay. Like
this is like when women started like leaning into being sluts and stuff.
Right.
Back to that.
Yeah, but this leaned back to like how to please your man, which was kind of OG Cosmo. 10 ways to get head.
Yep.
So my original thoughts are like, is it going back? I started looking into it more, and it's a conservative. They started like a conservative fucking girl website.
Okay.
And I think some of the idea is somewhat like original cosmopolitan sort of thing.
Yeah.
But think about how like much things switch. Where like the conservative wife magazine is how to fucking give Hummers.
All right,
isn't that pretty funny? So basically, it's really what I guess you would say the like city cosmopolitan magazines were. And I mean cosmopolitan in the sense not just only the name,
right?
What they were, 10 years ago,
like what you check out at the grocery store. Those magazines.
What you check out at the grocery store. So they started one. And I'll tell you what, it's not giving the worst advice. I got a few of their other articles too, but it goes, if you love your husband and you want to pleasure him, learning to give amazing head is one of the greatest gifts you can give.
Okay.
A subscription to this isn't the worst for your wife.
Sure. Merry Christmas, honey.
Well, I'm just, yeah. So this is how it starts. Obviously, this is a bit of a departure from like 10 reasons you're cut your husband's dick off.
Sure. Yeah. Leave your man.
Why it's
20 reasons to leave your man even though you love him.
20 reasons to leave your man. Why you should be watching in the corner while you fuck a bigger guy. You know what I mean? Like all this sort of stuff. Why, if your husband is not fine with you, blowing a dude in front of you, you're a misogynist.
Yeah.
I'm not referring to the obligatory birthday blowjob that disgruntled men describe on the depressing Reddit boards. I'm talking about the kind that makes him exclaim, "Holy shit, where'd you learn that? You're a sex goddess."
I love the conservative mag's doing this.
So stuff. Conservative mag, and one more thing, and then I looked into what it is. Evie Magazine is a politically conservative American women's magazine. It was founded in February 2019 by husband and wife Gabriel Hugaboom and Brittany Martinez. Martinez as editor-in-chief.
This is smut, is what this is. This is conservative smut.
I guess he's got no church spin. Yeah,
Jerry Falwell's fucking spinning in his grave right now with this kind of...
Hey, you're telling me
y'all need Jesus.
This isn't better than what a smut that fucking... I'd say that's an upgrade as far as I'm concerned.
Sure.
If you walk in your girl, would you rather not have her read this than like 10 ways you should get fat?
I mean, I agree with it. I think probably the Christian conservatives are like, look what they're doing to us.
Well, gives a shit what they think. This is, and then I wrote down a few of the articles they got going on. So this is what they're up to at like the
smut factory. Conservative smut factory.
The conservative smut factory.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, old school schmut's refreshing though. After what they've been doing.
For sure. It's nice to see everybody getting on board here.
Why is every man I'm attracted to right leaning? That seems more like it came from the husband than the wife.
Yeah. It goes, come on. Make us look cool.
How funny is that being a conservative guy, right? And then one of your articles on your website is like, well, I can't stop fucking fantasizing about my... We're having a feminine girl fall. Here's how.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
10 reasons IUDs suck. Okay, so there's...
Yeah, it's back to just...
They got a little bit of Christian conservatism in there.
Ladies, having a penis is out. We're all sick, by the way, if you hear that.
I'm actually not sick. I just haven't slept a lot because I was up dealing with something really late. I had a meeting at 9, so I only slept 4 hours, and I think that I hadn't talked a lot after that until I got here. So there's just something in my throat. I'm not sick. You're sick?
I'm worn. I'm a little worn down.
Well, I didn't want to talk about Vegas too much because, like I said, we did these interviews that are going to be coming out, and obviously we probably referenced it there, so I didn't want to get too into that.
We got some heaters.
Yeah, we do have some heaters. And the 2 people that we got was our 2 most recommended people. So
Pretty much,
we're fucking cooking.
Sick.
Can't use a walking pad? 6 exercise equipment that you can do while you're working. 6 other exercise equipment that you can use while you're working.
Okay.
So the idea is, how to get in shape. Obviously, you should be
Kegels.
walking the entire time while you're working.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you,
The important part is working, ladies. You want to be gainfully employed.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, what is it? Idle hands are the tool of the devil. That's what they say. Definitely do not want to just scrolling on your phone all day. That's what the devil wants.
Yeah, it's a little bit of like a hip Christian conservative. It's like, today we're doing a pastor on why you should... today we're doing the... What do you call it? The...
Sermon?
Sermon about why you should be fucking swallowing.
Why you should be...
I went to a funeral recently that had the gay guy doing it.
Oh, really?
That interesting.
All the weddings I've been to, mostly for Jews, have been women rabbis.
Oh yeah, because it's at the progressive rabbi places.
Yeah, and the chicks have all just taken over. Chicks have just all taken over.
Well, that's interesting. What do you think?
I don't. I think because normally they're not like super religious weddings, and then like if you want kind of someone who's like not super religious, they just all end up being women, and women like...
Oh, right, because the real rabbis are the religious rabbis.
Yeah, and they're like the real religious ones are like men and women can't even sit beside each other.
Ah.
How it should be.
So if you're trying to get, the secular rabbis, you're going to get the lesbian.
You get a lot of like the gay dude or lesbian.
Okay. 11 fun things to do with your friends besides drinking. You're telling me Christian conservative or any guy wouldn't be like wouldn't that be better? Your girl's clubbing every night?
Sure.
Oh,
that's an EV magazine that
I've been reading. How to give me head, how to have a wholesome fun time with your friends.
Yeah.
10 iconic main characters who would totally be Trump supporters in 2024. It's good shit, right?
Yeah.
This is the pushback. I don't know how big this magazine is, but this article is doing well because everyone sent it to me.
Interesting.
I don't really know if there was any pushback, like you're saying, from Christian conservatives being like, well, you fucking make a conservative magazine, it's about giving head.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably some of the real, like, because obviously, there's different levels, and there's probably some conservatives who are like, not really crazy. They're like, I go to church on Christmas kind of deal, Easter, but they're not like super religious. They're mostly just have a good time and drink some fucking beers, shoot some guns, and get fucking blown by your wife.
And now you're getting blown by your wife.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll tell you, now I'm going to go... this was me thinking it went articles were going the other way, being incorrect. It was just a new thing altogether, right? Which was a throwback to 10 years ago. Some of the other articles, Daily Mail, it seemed like they were trying to go back a bit to their roots. And I just want to show you this. I didn't send you this.
Totally not sick, everybody.
I'm actually not.
You're doing great.
It's got something in my throat. Practicing with these techniques. Okay. So I'm going to read you this thing, and for the audio listeners, we'll have to describe it, but I'm going to put this on. So 90s sitcom star makes rare appearance looking barely recognizable while enjoying a workout. So
okay, what's her name?
90s sitcom star makes rare appearance looking barely recognizable while he's enjoying. Tell me if he's barely recognizable to you.
It's a guy. Oh, it's Newman.
So recognized it pretty quick?
Yeah.
That's maybe the most recognizable photo.
It's only because he has a goatee. That's it.
This is exactly what Newman looks like.
If anything, he looks better than the show.
They literally just, here's a picture of Newman.
Yep.
I don't even know how they decided to do an article saying he looks barely recognizable.
I guess if it's a 20-year-old wrote this, then they go like, who's this guy again?
This looks barely recognizable to you?
Literally.
He looks exactly like Newman.
Yeah, just Newman.
There is 0 parts of this that are barely recognizable.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the formula they have. They find a celebrity going to IKEA, right? It looks like he's in an IKEA, and they go, he's barely recognizable. And then you're like, oh, I'll click on that. I want to see this fucking, how far this celebrity has fallen in looks. Normally, they reserve that for chicks. Like, remember they had...
I know. He's
Yasmin
still chubby.
Bleeth or something, and she looked like shit. And then I go, oh, look at that. And you go, she's 30 years older.
Sure. Well, I've never seen anyone look more recognizable than a picture of Newman. Where you go, yeah, that's Newman.
Dude, like if he went missing in like in the 90s, goatees, like he got abducted, and then he's been like missing for 30 years.
Every person would guess it first off.
Yeah, but he was missing for 30 years, and then they do like the rendering of like what he looks like today. It would just be that.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my mind's blown. I thought he was gonna be like skinny or jacked.
Yeah,
because I clicked on it. They got me.
They got you.
And this guy's like still 40 pounds overweight.
Yep.
If I had to say that he looked like anyone, it would be Newman,
I mean, he's had
guess.
a goatee since Seinfeld ended. So it's like, it's not even like, oh my God, what's his goatee?
He's been in stuff with the goatee.
Yeah, the goatee has been like his deal since Seinfeld ended.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now back to the other side of the world. Russia, so they've cracked down on citizens who refuse to bear a child. And
good.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty interesting. So the state lower house bill proposes 400,000 rubles. So it's about, $6,500 for anyone engaging in child-free propaganda. Mm-hmm. So Chelsea Handler is not taking a trip to Russia.
No, show's canceled.
Yeah, any of that. So basically anything where you're saying I never had a child and I'm loving it. I'll tell you what, dinks in Russia would be like, we're dink.
Yeah, we're dink. Yeah, you're dead.
We're dinks. We just got fined $700,000 a day.
Of course we're having kids now. Sorry, Vladimir.
Rising to $13,000 if the person discussing the concept is an official of or a A7
like a government official. Basically, if you're like
if there's something for a company, if they work for a company, groups and community on social networks often show disrespect for motherhood and fatherhood and aggression towards pregnant women and children, as well as members of large families. So the dinks are getting eradicated. They were already getting eradicated. I guess you're eradicating themselves anyway. But
they know it's a problem. That was in Russia. They did the whole thing where they're like, if you have 10 kids, they're going to give you like this crazy like Russian Medal of Freedom thing.
I saw that too. They're trying to get back to. They go, we want to normalize where people used to have 9, 12 kids.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's kind of smart. Like if realistically, and because they're probably not super big on immigration, like America and Canada and a lot of these countries in the West, they fix this problem with just increasing immigration.
Sure.
But they don't want to do that. They're like, we want Russia for Russians, I guess, kind of deal. So that's the only other way around is you got to like beat your replacement.
How do you do this? So the one answer is you're like, we incentivize people, but the other one, and free childcare, however you want to do it. But they're doing it the other way where legitimately if you go on and you're like, yeah, I'm not having a kid and I'm pumped about that, they go, you just fucking $8,000.
Yeah, $8,000. $8,000 every time you do it. Just one. Yeah. I mean, like America or Canada would be very good off if they offered some sort of tax incentives. I can't remember who said it.
They're not stopping there, by the way.
Yeah. What else? Well, just, if you have 5 kids, you don't pay income tax or something like that.
That's a good way to do it. If you want people to have kids, incentivize them. Hey, they have little things right now. I think there's like a $6,000 tax credit or something like that.
Yeah, but obviously the thing is, whatever it is, it's not working.
Exactly.
So you gotta
whatever it is not enough.
Crank it up.
Last week, well, I think the probably the part of it is, I mean, it might work for some people, but probably most of it whatever the amount is, it's going to be less than what it costs to have a kid. So if anyone who's making those decisions is like,
you got to really incentivize.
You got to really incentivize it.
Yeah.
Last week, officials announced a new workplace key performance indicator. So when you're at a workplace, basically, whether or not you have kids is going to factor into like when you get your monthly reports on how you're doing at work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, how many kids you have and whether you've been pregnant at work is supposed to be a plus and a plus count.
All right.
So you're more likely to get promoted at your job. Would be whether or not female employees were pregnant. So you go, I've been, meeting all my quotas. They go, yeah, but you're not. You know what I mean?
There'll be a lot of like people just putting the fucking pillow in the thing just to not get fired. And they're like, what happened to your kid? You're like, I had a miscarriage.
Another miscarriage.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you trying.
To that end, employees were encouraged to offer regular conjugal breaks during work hours. So
nice. Fuck yeah. They have like one of those breastfeeding rooms, but it's not for breastfeeding. It's for fucking a little smashing.
Yeah, they're making a smash den at normal workplaces.
Pretty sick.
So that was the interesting. And then the other side of that, which is probably crazy, is they said that any public or online criticism that disrespects the honor or dignity of a government employee in terms of personal and professional qualities will be punished by up to 2 years in prison. So that's back to the old school.
Yeah, old school Russian shit right there.
It's an interesting way to
speak ill of politicians in this country.
Dude, isn't that crazy though? Disrespects the honor or dignity of government employees, like the least dignified
you're like
position of all time.
Yeah, you're at the fucking DMV or some shit, and they're just just dogging it, and you're like, I really would like to say something.
Can't say anything. You get 2 years in prison and talk shit about any government officials. I'm sure they don't, they're not bringing the hammer down if you DMV it, but you bring the hammer down. I mean, the hammer is obviously definitely for anyone that's, trying to, has some agenda or is attached to the thing.
Some sort of gay agenda. Gay agenda, you're getting the hammer and the sickle.
Well, gay agenda wouldn't be coming from the politicians, but you're saying, the gay agenda they've been getting real rid of.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the anti-kid stuff, too. It's like the gays, you're gay and you're anti-kid. It's not good.
So, you've probably seen this. But it was very interesting.
Gay porn?
Gay porn. Obviously.
I have seen it.
You've seen it?
Seen it all.
You love it?
Seen none I haven't seen.
Oh, you think Danny's little new AI hobby, you think that started with making Jake Tapper videos? Yeah. Danny just loves making Jake Tapper videos. No, this guy was fucking knee deep into fucking putting different heads on different bodies.
That's how I started. They say turn your passion into a profession,
Make Lena Dunham say she loves me.
It didn't get there last week, but I put in the comments on the podcast, if it got 1,000 likes, I'd make a deep fake of you endorsing Kamala Harris. I think we're halfway there.
Nah, people didn't want to see it. Danny, you fucking back into Danny's room. He's just making deep fakes of his wife being like, you're a big man. You're
super funny. I love all the stuff you've been making, Danny. It's just so funny. I go, thanks, honey.
I am never not pleasure.
You really know how to pleasure me. Thanks, honey.
Thanks, honey. Another job well done sexually. Danny's just fucking making deep fakes of chicks right and left. I actually find it big.
Just emo deepfakes.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I guess we can mention him, but Jake friend of the pod, Jake Tapper.
Friend of the pod, Jake Tapper.
We like him now.
I literally woke up on Monday morning to leave Vegas. I check my I go on Twitter, I have a DM, I open up, it says, Danny, it's Jake Tapper. What's your phone number? I need to talk to you. I go, oh man, I'm in so much trouble.
I'm fucked.
I'm so fucked. I was like, oh no. I was literally like, oh, what have I done? I was thinking about it to the group. I sent it to the group chat. I'm like, what do I do? I was thinking about just ghosting him, just pretending it wasn't happening. And I was like,
me no home.
And I was like, because I was so loopy because I was up to 7 a.m. And then I was like, is this like a fake account? Someone fucking with me, right? Am I getting fucked with? And I was like, no. And then I just texted him. And he's just like, I like the videos. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And then I made him a video.
Didn't he say he likes he fucks with the boys?
Fucks with the boys. Yeah, he likes the boys.
Pretty funny, right?
Pretty funny. Yeah. But he just was like, he wants to do some
friend of the pod, Jake Tapper.
Friend of the pod, Jake Tapper. He just wanted to do.
That's all it takes to be a friend of the pod is say that you fuck with
the boys. Yeah. Anyways, and he was like, I want to do this thing on a segment on AI. He's like, can you make me a video?
It doesn't come out though, because it could. I
think it's out today. Well, today's Wednesday. It'll be out by the time this comes.
Called pussy, Danny.
I was saying before this, I go 10% chance I'm getting totally set up and
gay funny man Daniel Polishuk thinks it's a laugh a minute.
Hey man,
make jokes about people.
If he wants to make more with me, I'm fucking down.
How funny is he gonna see it when he's behind bars?
Yeah, it'll be out by now for sure, because it's either coming out today or maybe tomorrow.
Okay,
but, anyways, I thought he was going to be like, stop using my face to make you fucking
obviously when you said that, that's what videos. I thought. I thought you're fucking, that's the end of that.
Yeah, and then he was like...
I thought you were about to get a hit with a cease and desist of some
Me too,
sort.
but it's that would be crazy for him personally to reach out, I guess.
Maybe they know, because the low T cease and desist didn't work for me, so maybe they know.
Right, that's true, the low T, I forgot about that. So he goes, the only person who could
He might have learned from that, though. No. He was maybe talking to lawyers, and he was like, I don't know, we don't want to mess with these guys, man.
Base Jake Tapper. Base Jake.
Base Tapper.
Base Tapper.
I'd be careful on those phone calls, though. I might be fucking tapped.
Text only.
Basing on his name.
Got everything just so I have everything in writing.
Fellas, whether you're looking for a core that won't fit, arms worth flexing, whatever you might be, you don't want to be the guy walking around saying no leg day. Whether you're trying to get jacked in the bottom half, Fitbod is the app for you that keeps your exercises fresh, yourself accountable. I just moved into a new place and I actually got a pretty fire gym, so I'm pretty pumped about that. And it's my old gym. It was a lot of old people. Now everyone there is fucking jacked, so I gotta step up the game.
Yeah.
With your
motivation.
With your personal goals in focus, Fitbod customizes every workout and adapts as you improve to avoid plateaus in your journey. So very easy to use. You put in the equipment that's at the gym. It helps keep things fresh. If you're traveling, it'll tell you, sometimes you're in a gym that doesn't have as much equipment. It will tell you exercises that you can do with limited resources. It keeps track of everything for you, which is a very important part.
All your muscle groups.
All your different muscle groups. How long? It makes sure that you're not doing things too close together.
Yeah.
You can kind of keep
too far apart.
Or too far apart. It creates a personalized workout routine based on your goals, fitness level, available equipment. As your fitness level rises, you can do more complicated things. Tracks your muscle recovery, and this has been fine-tuned by certified personal trainers. It's basically like having a personal trainer, but for a fraction of the price. You can learn movements the right way, and with over 1,000 demonstrated videos that they also have available for you. So lock in and stay focused. Join Fitbod today. Get your personalized workout plan, and you can get 25% off your subscription, or you can just try the app for free for 7 days at fitbod.me/boyscast. Again, that is fitbod.me/boyscast. You probably heard us talk about Mando's whole body deodorant at this point, and hopefully you've discovered it for yourself too. Yes, the answer is you use that on your whole body. We're talking the whole body. It is dermatologist tested, gentle on all your bits, controls hour for 72 hours, this is a lot of hours, folks.
That's a lot of hours.
The most hours. Not your average everyday, not your grandmother's deodorant. You can choose from 4 cologne quality scents or unscented if you want to get stealthy. This is something that you want to just have in your backpack. You want to have in your car. You want to have one in your locker. You want to have one at work. You want to have, this kind of stuff. You have it popping around everywhere. It's got you covered. For
all parts too.
I'm sure some people have been in a situation where you sleep somewhere else and then in the morning you're going out for breakfast. Covered. 72 hours is a long time. They have the deodorant stick. We're talking whole body formula, 72-hour control, doctor developed. We have the Deo cream tube, body wash, cleansing bar, deodorant wipes. Cannot recommend this product enough. If you're ready to make the upgrade to Mando, we got a special offer for new customers, $5 off Mando's best-selling starter pack with the code BOYSCAST at shopmando.com. The whole body deodorant is seriously safe to use anywhere on your body, created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO on people was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. Mando's American made. This is baking soda free, dye free, cruelty free, clinically proven to control odor better than a shower and soap alone. 12 hours after a shower, the average man's grundle odor was 5 out of 10. With Mando, we are down to a 0 out of 10, and that is clinically. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. Comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. So luckily, we got a discount code here at the BOYSCAST to help you get hooked on our new favorite smelling whole body deodorant that is on the market. So new customers are going to get $5 off the starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to 40% off your starter pack. This is not a pricey endeavor, so use the code BOYSCAST at shopmando.com. That is shopmando.com. So the Longshoreman strike.
Yeah.
It feels like it's kind of one of the biggest stories right now.
Worst season of The Wire.
Why?
Oh, you don't remember The Wire? Did you ever watch all the second season of The Wire? Remember, it was all.
Is that what happened?
It was like they're like all in the fucking hood and like Avon Barksdale, and then season 2 starts and none of them are there, and it's just they're at the docks. What the fuck? Everybody's like, what's going on? Where's the crack? And they go, how do you think the crack gets in? At the docks.
Yeah. Okay. Is this the director's son wrote this one?
Yeah, what the hell? And then I guess I'll just see you guys back in season 3 when we're back to the hood.
Yeah. So the Longshoreman strike, it's kind of different from other strikes because there's one part of it that's really funny to me, but the first part about it is that like it seems like it actually is kind of a big deal because it's one of those things where there's a lot of strikes that happen and you're like, yeah, this sucks, but it doesn't really affect that much. Uh-huh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of those would be, for example, being the New York Times.
Sure.
Yeah. It affects 0. But with this one, you're like, if this, if a strike goes on forever, it's, prices go up like crazy. And then on top of that, Christmas is canceled essentially because
where do you think all the drugs come from? How do you think they get in? At the ports.
People can't get their drugs.
Oh, that's the thing. People are like, there's drug users right now being like, what? I don't care, man. You're like, yeah, you just wait, man.
So
just wait.
Exactly. So it could screw up everything, right? Mm-hmm. However, have you watched the videos of this guy?
Yeah, it's kind of what you think you'd be. It's just like a fucking.
Well, he is more than I had hoped.
Yeah.
Because this guy, I got a video of this guy, and I actually downloaded a couple of videos and I put together a little compilation.
Oh, nice! I like a good compilation.
So this dude is like out of a fucking movie Mafia guy.
He's like, all fucking. They all like idolize Jimmy Hoffa.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Like they're all just like, I'm a mini Jimmy Hoffa.
They all think they're Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, they're all like, I'll put you in cement shoes like Jimmy.
Dude, he's wearing a fucking gold chain.
Oh yeah,
like an enormous gold chain that. It is just so funny being like, we're just listen. We're just trying to get where we're trying to get, we need some money too. You got to break us off a piece. He's got a fucking $3 million chain on.
Yep.
But he literally says he's talking in language like, it'd be a real shame if something had to happen to your ports, right?
Real shame.
Okay, take a peek at this guy.
But today's world, it's changing into the future. They're not making millions no more. They're making billions. And they're spending it fast as they make it. I want a piece of that for my men, because when they made their most money was during COVID. When my men had to go to work on those piers every single day, when everybody stayed home and went to work. Not my men.
Yeah, they wanted to go to work though because they kept saying COVID was gay.
Well, there's that part of it. This guy is like a classic character in a fucking
He's like Whitey Bulger.
It's incredible, right?
Yeah.
So this guy is and he's at all the protests and everything, but he means business.
He's the head of the Longshoreman Union.
Yeah, he's the union man.
Yeah.
They lose their job. Everybody's hating the Longshoreman now because now they realize how important our jobs are. Now I have the president screaming at me, I'm putting a Taft Hartley on you. Go ahead. Taft Hartley means I have to go back to work for 90 days. That's a cooling off period. Do you think when I go back for 90 days, those men are going to go to work on that pier? It's going to cost the company's money to pay their salaries. Well, they went from 30 moves an hour maybe to 8.
Yeah, of course.
They're not going to be like this. In today's world, I'll cripple you.
I will
cripple you. Where's
That's
the
a good
president
union
of the
boss
United
right there.
States?
Full sleeve of tattoos.
For us.
Yeah.
He told in L.A., he told the union, hurry up and get a contract. That's the mentality they have. They don't even know what the hell they're doing today.
Yeah, this guy probably started out just fucking unloading fucking crates and shit at the shipyards.
Oh yeah, but
he's worked his way up. He's a real just man of the people.
This is like central casting put this guy in charge of the union.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll cripple you.
They probably have a lot of power. It's not much different.
The dock workers got their nuts in a vice. It seems like
it's the same shit when the firefighters are like, we're going on strike, we want a raise or whatever, and you're like, yeah, we can't not have firefighters.
Yeah.
Just go, yeah. Give them what they want.
So I looked into it. You go, how much are they making? So the union is demanding 77% raise over 6 years, which is a lot.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah. The equivalent of $5 an hour each year of the contract. Under the union's proposal, workers would make $44 for the first year of the contract, $49 for the second, $69 in the final year. So they want to go from $44 an hour to $70 an hour.
Yeah, in 7 years.
So right now, the top tier hourly wage is $40 an hour, right? So about 81 grand a year. So your average longshoreman's making about 80 grand a year. However, these guys are all putting in like 60, 80 hours a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So he says a lot of these guys are making, 150, 200. So they're doing pretty good, but they want to bump that up.
Yep.
But these guys, they do have the nuts in a fucking vice.
Yeah.
And this guy doesn't
unionized.
Yeah, and this guy doesn't look like he's about to back down. So it's one of those things that actually looks like it could be like a real, actual problem.
Yeah, they'll probably have a couple weeks where they're like not working or whatever, and then they'll reach. They want to work, and the people want them to work. It's just it's a delicate negotiation. Yeah,
maybe we can have a little bit of a problem. He's the guy. He's talking like the Godfather.
That guy is the Godfather of the fucking docks.
Yeah, he's the real deal union man, like you read about in the fucking old school books, my friend.
Plus, that's the thing. Everything's made out of the country now, so you're like, yeah, if you want all the shit that you globalists send all our jobs away for, you want all these goods, then hey,
yeah.
So you're getting them through the dog. Can't be replaced, and they want like a robot protection and stuff. He goes, these robots are coming for our jobs.
They don't want the robots to get involved. That's one of their big things. They hate the robots.
Yeah, they hate the robots.
I mean, most of the unions, a lot of what they're talking about is stopping the robots.
Yeah, I mean the robots are coming.
You're not going to break off a piece for me? These guys got millions, billions of dollars.
Oh man, the mob. Yeah, and the mob's still
Chuck don't get a piece.
Well,
am I taking crazy pills? I'm looking around. I'm seeing millions here. I'm seeing millions here. I'm looking at my bank account. I'm feeling a little parched over here. A little thirsty. You're not going to wet Chuck's peak?
Yeah.
He's basically saying he needs
He also can't factor in that he obviously can't be like, you know how much we have to kick down to the mob to make things run smoothly? It's like, obviously I can't say it, but it's like, goddamn.
Yeah.
It's like the kickbacks to the mob are insane.
Yeah, I don't think you understand how much is getting kicked back.
Like in the fucking gray market here. It's like,
you think this chain was fucking free?
Yeah, exactly. None of it.
And on top of that, World War III's been heating right up.
Oh, yeah.
Danny knows a little bit more about this than me. Mackelmore got in trouble because he released... Mackelmore was doing... You know what's funny? Because Mackelmore did a festival, and he started saying, fuck America.
Palestine
or whatever, right?
Fest or something.
It's Palestine Fest. He started saying, fuck America. People start hitting him on it, right? And then he kind of comes out and apologizes, being like, listen, I got a little carried away. And it was like... That... It is funny because... What are you apologizing for? If you're going to be an activist and you're getting kicked off of things and losing some things, you go, that is activism.
Yeah, that's activism. That's
you
the
go,
deal. And you do hate America.
You're like, I want to do only the activism that I don't get in trouble for anything. It's like, that is what you're supposed to do.
I
It's
mean,
like,
maybe he didn't
make a stink, get in some trouble.
Yeah, didn't have to wear the rabbi costume as you were yelling, you hate America. Maybe you didn't have to pull that bad boy out of storage, but
with the nose.
with the nose, but fair enough.
Macklemore with the
Fair
nose.
play.
That was one of the most classic fucking costumes Macklemore ever put on with the nose.
That was amazing.
Yeah, so I kind of feel like if you go back to what, traditional activism, if you go, I feel like a lot of people that want to be activists have been so pampered for the last 8 years where they get cheered on by every major news corporation and their business and their school and everything. And they're just like, for the first time, the people there's like some consequences and they're like, oh, sorry, I thought I was doing the activism that everyone loved. You go, then what is this?
Right. Well,
you're supposed to ruffle some feathers if you're trying to ruffle feathers.
Yeah, they thought activism was like a net benefit for your career. And they go, no, this should hurt you.
Yeah, there should be.
It's like Muhammad Ali going to jail, This is supposed to be the opposite.
Yeah, you're supposed to do something, and then there's supposed to be some pushback, or otherwise you're not doing anything.
No,
but I guess forever it was just like, I'm saying that, I'm screaming the slogans that are at the bank pride floats.
Exactly. Yeah,
I'm screaming.
Aren't I fucking out there?
Yeah, I'm screaming stuff that, everyone in powerful positions agrees with and actually wants me to do. I'm doing their bidding, some might say.
Sure.
And then on top, so then now, I guess it's like we've kind of said, this is one of the first ones where there's some consequences.
And again, his whole audience, they're like, yeah, we hate America too. They're probably like death to America chants.
Right.
Them and
but
fucking,
the festival
them and Hezbollah, death to America.
So,
loving it.
The Hezbollah situation is obviously,
now Iran's in play.
Yeah, people have been posting the photo where it's like, if you're one of the top 20 people in Hezbollah's like X, looks like a, John Wick.
Basically, yeah.
Like what you'd expect at the end of a John Wick movie where he's sitting there, he's got one guy left to X out.
By far the worst part about so obviously people know about like Iran launched ballistic missiles into Israel, which ballistic missiles, because they have the Iron Dome, but ballistic missiles move so fast that like the Iron Dome can't get them. So they're landing and then... this could be like not true because obviously a lot of times people are like, yeah, we didn't have any deaths because they'll be like, yeah, you guys hit some buildings or whatever, but no deaths or whatever. But there was one death that is like confirmed being reported, and it's like I've watched this video maybe 1,000 times. I don't feel good about it. Have you seen this?
Why are you watching it so much,
dude? It's fucking crazy.
Spank material,
dude. It's surveillance footage of. So they're like the only death reported was one Palestinian guy. And it was from a fuselage of a jet that like malfunctioned, and literally it's like Wile E. Coyote shit. It's like a giant, 2-ton fuselage. The guy's just like standing there by a street light, and it just fucking falls on him.
Oh,
it's crazy, dude. It's all over Twitter, but it's just like this dude's just sitting there, and just like the thing goes, just lands on him. It looks like a fucking ant being smushed. It's insane, but it's from far away. It's like it's crazy. But they're like, yeah, this is the only person who got killed by Iran.
I've not seen that.
Was a Palestinian guy. It's a crazy video. It looks so fake. But it's real. And but anyways, yeah, shit's popping off. I don't know.
Yeah, what do you think is going to happen? What's the Danny Polishuk prediction? Because it depends who's the president, for starters.
I mean, nobody knows who the president is.
I said
right
it depends who's going to be the president.
I mean, who's the president right now?
Well, that's why I'm saying it probably depends on what happens in the next little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems like America might get dragged into this, or already are. I think it's unclear, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, this was probably pretty naturally that this was going to happen, like that Iran was going to get involved.
They have an okay business model where they shoot these fucking, $10 drones and it costs $10 million to shoot them down. You know? Like, that is an okay business model for every fucking 10 cents I shoot over there.
I mean, the missile manufacturers are loving this because they shoot missiles. They shoot missiles at the missiles. They're all just exploding. And then
they're just sitting there counting their fucking longshoremen's watching that being like, I chose the wrong career.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, definitely people, weapons contractors they're eating right now.
Oh, buddy. Buddy, they're like, yeah, just keep blowing up missiles with our missiles. Man, we're eating good.
There's no one eating better than them right now.
No.
But yeah, I've definitely seen, all the usual suspects being like, this is war, let's fucking go,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen?
Lindsey Graham's creaming his pants.
Everybody was saying this is the October surprise for the election was World War III popping off, but...
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's hard to predict. Like, Iran's not exactly going to just be like, all right, that was our one thing and we're done, I imagine. But I don't know.
Hey, I'll tell you what, we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. I mean, the question will be if Trump wins and then what happens. Like, if he goes, all right, everybody, knock it off.
Yeah, does he say knock it off, swing a dick around?
Yeah, like, is Trump going to do the, like, all right, crazy guy's back in office, knock it off.
I think he does do some version of that.
Some version of that, yeah. Well, he came out.
He comes up to that. I think he goes up to the main guy. He tries to make him flinch.
Well, he came out like he put a tweet out last week, and he goes, "Iran's the one who's keeps trying to kill me."
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah,
yeah. And then this happened, so he's got Iran in the scope. Trump's got Iran in the scope.
Okay, keep an eye on this. Danny's the war correspondent.
Yeah, I'm a war correspondent, but yeah, I don't know.
Shifting gears for a little bit, women are done with the bad boys. Meet the women who fall in love with the men behind bars. So we've been talking about this for a little bit. That
female simps, if you will,
female simps. But it's funny because they're influencers now, and they've taken off they've taken over a whole section of TikTok. So there's these guys that are in jail, and which we had Johnny Mitchell is one of the people we had on the podcast.
Yep.
But there's these guys that are living in jail,
and they're the pen pals.
Yeah, some of them are pen pals. Some of the girls know before. Mostly it's these girls that met the guys on the pen pals. But the girls have created a whole influencer campaign of day in the life of going to...
The best is that there's one chick who she's a jail coach. So she was like, oh, you know what? There might be a business here helping women navigate the world of dating a guy.
It's always money to be made.
I guarantee she's not making much money, but who's dating a guy in prison and on a different continent. Because there's it's Australian chicks will go become a pen pal with some guy who's locked up in Idaho.
Yeah.
And you're like, why?
How gross are you?
Why? You don't have Australian dudes?
You don't understand. He's the biggest, baddest criminal.
Yeah, he goes, we just get each other,
So she wants to get ready for the first in-person meet with my man. That's what she says on
and I've hired this coach to help me.
So she puts on her makeup. They do it's how to do makeup for the prison.
Get ready with me while I...
it's a lot of it's outfits. Katie is in prison in the States, and she's long distance relationship, like Danny said. So one life hack here is pretending you're in jail. Get on these websites, meet these girls, and then be like, I'm getting out.
Oh,
I got out early.
You make a fake pen pal website.
Yeah, so you always want to look at how you can hack these things. So if you're a dude on the scene trying to smash, pretend you're in jail, have a few photos of you looking kind of tough in your jail thing. Just get it against the white wall. Post those photos, go back and forth with all these girls, and then be like, crazy, I just actually got my sentence reduced randomly if you want to come see me. And then now you're just sitting on 40 girls.
You set up you go, I'll be at this hotel or whatever.
Tell her you're out on bail.
Set up time slots.
Tell her you're out on bail for a week so she actually thinks time's limited.
Sure. Oh, that's a good idea.
This is an okay idea if you're trying to get the
the
jail
problem though, I guess the one problem about this whole thing is that all these women are gross.
Some of them aren't that gross.
I guess.
There's a few of them that are okay, man. They're making a career as an influencer. 23-year-old Melbourne woman met her American husband, Rondell. See, you could be the Rondell. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I could be Rondo.
Via a prison pen pal website, they fell in love, married while still in prison. Well, you don't have to marry them, but I think that you could use them use a fake
Ryan.
name, man.
You don't get it. It's true love.
Dissect their experiences. They have a podcast now. So this is the one problem: is if you are in jail and you meet these girls,
You got to be on a podcast.
You gotta be,
What? I mean, I wish fucking they let people in jail do podcasts. That would be awesome.
that would be amazing. I know.
Didn't what was it? Wasn't Tory Lanez like recording all the shit from jail?
Yeah, there's people that. There's definitely different people over the years that have, smuggled in recordings.
Yeah, I mean, you
sometimes
could do
they
it on an
smuggle in like a
iPhone now.
phone and they do these
Well,
kind
they
of
all
crappy
that's what Johnny was saying.
songs.
They
and
all
stuff
have
like
phones
that.
now. So
Yeah.
I'm sure they could be making some fucking.
Day in the lifestyle content includes receiving flowers from her incarcerated boyfriend. So day in the life. It's also funny to be
Why
like.
does he send flowers? I guess he has money in his commissary.
But you go meet the girl and she's like, I wake up at 10 a.m. And what I do, I meet my boyfriend and then I walk in. I have to say hi to the jail guard because they're not going to let me physical contact. Oh, we're only allowed to do a handshake. So
then they search my rectum.
Then they search my rectum. Currently, I'm getting my rectum searched. Didn't like it that much.
Yeah, it's
Here's him yelling at me because I didn't sneak into the condom of cigarettes that he asked me for.
and there you are, guys not charged with multiple felonies in jail, and they just can't meet a girl.
Yeah, whereas these guys are swimming in it.
What are you doing wrong?
The only downtime is you have to date an influencer. That's the only downside.
That is a big downside. That you're her influencer thing too. It's like you're specifically. So like,
I know.
if you think you're not going to be like making content, you're like, oh, you're wrong. It's like we got together because I'm making content.
Dude, you have to be fresh out of jail and right into being a TikTok influencer boyfriend.
Yeah, you're like when I went to jail, they're like there wasn't even the internet. Now I'm like straight to TikTok. You're like, I don't know what any of this stuff is.
Well, guess what, man? You better get fucking real used to holding that phone because that's what you do now. Guy just like, please bring me back.
Yeah, he goes, well, there's a good way to go back, guys.
He's waiting for the guard to come search the room for the phone. The guard. That'd be funny if the prisoners start rallying that there's no phones allowed in the.
yeah. Or it's like Brooks and Shawshank. It's like, I can't go out. I don't know what's out there.
Yeah, they're lobbying to have their own rights taken away because the girlfriends are taking advantage. When it comes to, so a big part of it is them dress code because they can't show up with the fucking tits hanging out when they're going to visit in jail. And the comment section is full of women explaining the top they wore was deemed too revealing by the guards who didn't let them in with these tops. So they, top 10 prison outfits to meet my bank robber boyfriend is the kind of content that's going on.
That's good, man. Women are out there.
She tried screen recording, and the prison guard found out she was banned from 3 months from the prison. So they do have some strict policies. They have to be really sneaky with their influencing.
Yeah.
You'd have to be embarrassed with the other prisoners when you find out that your fucking girl's making a fucking mockery of your sentence.
TikToks and shit. Oh yeah, you're getting clowned.
But so when I was talking about how guys could hack it, there's another one that guys did hack, which was they wrote this article. A girl wrote an article saying field users complained that the kink dating app has been taken over by vanilla men. Casual sex is now kinky. So they, by the way, if you have a kink dating app, know we're having 95% dudes are going to be on there.
Of course, guys show up and like, oh wait, there's just chicks who want to smash, and they just go, yeah, but they're like,
there's an app where girls are just into anything. I can do whatever I want to them. Sure, there'll be so many women.
Yeah, you just got to say, yeah, I'm into anything.
It's 20 just slews versus 8,000 men being like, oh, there's easy slews. And then there's a bunch of guys being like, oh, this is the dating app for easy hoes.
Yeah.
And then the girl.
But that might be a good enough ratio. Some guys go 8,000 to 20.
It's working for somebody.
Sure.
But yeah, there's anything that starts out like this, being like the app where girls just always are hoes and you do whatever you want to them. It's like, lo and behold, it's fucking just
Ashley Madison all over.
It's lo and behold, it's like 99% fucking dudes. Some kinky folks are now complaining the app has become too mainstream. It's been infiltrated by heterosexual men just seeking casual sex.
Oh, that's not a kink.
Your girls forget that a kinky sex for a guy is a different woman.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I just want a different chick every night.
That is that, you know what I mean? A lot of dudes, you'd be like, I guess there's, dudes that are into the wacky shit, but you're like, what's actually wackier is a different one.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you can't remember her name.
Yeah. That's pretty wacky.
Pretty kinky.
Yeah, my kink is not knowing your name.
I'm not sure what your name is.
Kink is not exchanging your contacts, deleting you and trying to find another
Blocking
sleuth.
you on the app after we meet up.
It's funny the 9 kinky girls being like, it's just guys that want to bang.
Yeah.
It's not about gatekeeping or shaming people for being vanilla. She just wants to. She wants you to know that. Most of the time, it comes back to men not respecting women and equating kink with casual sex and engaging in risky acts like choking and impact play without understanding how to do it safely.
Play. Punching?
Impact play.
What's impact play? Is that punching?
It has to be punching.
Impact play.
That's the Jungle Meshi. Impact play is a funny name.
Impact play is a human sexual practice in which one person is struck, usually repeatedly, by another person for the gratification of either or both parties.
Yeah, so it's like old school alcoholic dad is just into impact play. That is funny, though. A guy that's like charged with beating his wife showing up with like the fucking leather outfit and being like, you don't understand.
It was impact play.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, he's got nipple tassels on. Do I look like a man who doesn't take kink seriously?
Damn. Some guys are probably like, oh, you into rough stuff? And they're just like, yeah, like, choking, which is like the most vanilla shit for these chicks. Oh, yeah, choking.
But there's probably only 12 of these chicks that are, I don't know the exact numbers, but you know the ratio of.
Yeah. Plus, if you're wrong about the impact play thing, if you think she's into that and she's not.
Well, that was John Gomeshi. That was the original Me Too.
Yeah, the original impact play.
And it was with the girl from Trailer Park Boys.
Uh-huh. And a teddy bear.
What was the teddy bear again?
He had a teddy bear that it was like his safety teddy bear, and then I can't remember what the teddy bear's name was, and then he would like start beating on these chicks, and he would turn the teddy bear away from him, so the teddy bear didn't have to watch.
That's not true.
Yes, that was the whole thing with John Gomeshi. Is he had the bear that was like he always had the bear with him. It was like his like safety blanket bear kind of thing, and then when he would like start getting wild, he would turn the bear away.
Stop.
Yeah, you don't remember this?
Kind of.
He had a name for it. It was let's see what the name is. Bear name. Big Ears Teddy.
Oh my god.
He had Big Ears Teddy, and then he would turn the bear away because he goes, Big Ears Teddy, you don't need to see this. You don't need to see what Daddy's about to do.
Pretty funny. Wild.
Yeah, it says it helped him with his anxiety disorder.
So yeah, anyways, is the guys that just looking for hoes has definitely the supply of dudes looking for hoes.
Well, you just got to be you got to do research before you get on here about like what an actual.
What's the safe way to do impact play?
Phone book. Doesn't leave a mark.
Like,
don't ask me why I know that.
Like, what is the safe way to punch a girl in the face?
You put a phone book there, and then you punch the phone book.
But if they're saying they're not understanding how to do it safely, like what is the safe way to do it? Like, do they mean the places on their face to punch them?
No, this is a big grift. So now there's the coach for the fucking jail. There's going to be an impact play coach. This is how you properly do it. It's like opposite of it's like opposite of self-defense class, where you go,
wildest job.
Punch a woman in the face safely. Safely.
It's just a bunch of guys sitting in the thing with like wife beaters, fucking Bud Light in their hand.
It's a natty light.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna talk about. Oh yeah, kink. Right. Yeah, I'm kinky. Yeah,
I'm kinky. Right. How? When do we get to how you put a lit cigar out on her safely?
You know those car lighters? I still have one, and I'm wondering how we can. What's the safe way for me to blowtorch a dime and then put it on a hooker's ass?
But that's next week.
That's next week. We told you right now.
You're getting a little ahead of yourself here.
Right now, we're telling you how to do a safe smack on the back of the head. Impact play. All right. Well, I think I guess you give them a couple warnings. And
then once they flinch, you flinch.
So then
now they know once they flinch that two's coming.
I think what actually happens is you call punch buggy first, and that's like the safe way to do it.
Little doorknob action.
Yeah, the safe way to do impact is you fart and then you call doorknob. Impact play.
All right. Well, you learn new stuff on this podcast, that's for sure.
Yeah, so Ali, who wrote this article, believes many straight men are using terms such as naturally dominant or ethically ethically non-monogamous to get away with abuse and infidelity.
Yeah, chicks don't love when you switch ethically to non-monogamous around them. They go, yeah, I'm ethically non-monogamous too. Just don't tell my wife. Just don't tell my wife I said that.
In a crazy twist of events. Dudes are using these terms that they invented to get pussy.
Yeah, the chicks invented to be whores. And you go, I'm also ethically non-monogamous.
So, yeah, you go, no, I'm not cheating. I'm ethically non-monogamous. I'm not punching you. I'm naturally dominant.
Yep. Impact play, all that stuff.
Impact play to get away with abuse and infidelity. So who would have thought?
Who would have thought that men are dogs?
Yeah, who in the fucking universe would have thought that this one would have got used for those reasons? For some reason, casual sex is now considered kinky by some men on field because they're finding via this app, but it's really not. So basically, they're meeting up with these kinky girls, and the girl's like, all right, so I'm going to put all these straps on, and you're like, let's just do a quick one first, just to wet the whistle. And then he just gets his quick one out, and then he
leaves and goes, yeah, I'm going to go change into my leather daddy thing. I'll be back. And just window. What's that? Again? Bathroom windows open. You go, oh, come on.
I obviously like to, I crank out a couple nuts, so I'll just get the first one out quick so we can get in the zone of things. Then I'll head over to the back, get a couple of quick shots in there.
Just a couple liver shots.
Yeah, just to wet our whistle. Let me just bust a quick nut, get a couple fucking rib shots in here. Then I'm gonna go to the back, change it. I got my leather daddy outfit in the bathroom.
That's good shit, man.
Yeah, the girl starts to give him a head just as he started. He just comes immediately. Fucking gets back.
Man, I'm so kinky.
What was that? Where are you going? I'm ethically non-monogamous. This is ethical.
Hey, man. Chicks figure out these things and guys just ruin them,
Yeah, I know. It sounds like these guys' kink is one night stands with slews.
Yeah, I don't know. That should be a kink, though. Does that not count?
I guess you can probably put that on the spectrum.
Yeah.
My kink is one night stands with a new girl, but with my shirt on. You know how they put the zipper on the thing? That's the guy's like, no, I just love zippers. Like, for example, I just have mine undone and my clothes are still on. Well, you suck me off.
That's a weird kink. What are we judging now? Yeah. Is that what we're doing?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think you like getting punched is fucked up. I don't say anything, though.
Yeah, I'm still fucking willing to do it. Spits on the hand. Get ready to go. All right, so we doing rings on or off?
I mean, honestly, the crazy thing is if Field was around 10 years ago, I would have been poking around on there for sure.
I think at some point you just go, I'll poke around on all of them.
I know. I mean,
there might be too many now.
Like we would have had some.
If you were in college, probably you'd just be like, yeah, I'll just poke around on every app.
I know, but
and then whatever at 3 a.m., whatever one the girl's like, come over now. You're
right.
Just like, well, if a kink it is, I guess.
Let's go. Some guy wants to fight you. I go, I can't. I got to fight this chicken in half an hour or so. Guy's like, what's your fucking problem? I go, sorry, man. I'd love to scrap.
I'd love to scrap.
Can't show up all bloody. Can't show up bloody knuckles, man. I'm going to need these for later.
You go, why are you bloody? You go, I just had a 3 o'clock. I'm kicking like that. I didn't tell you I'm ethically non-monogamous.
I'm ethically non-monogamous. Oh yeah, but we would have had some good stories if we were.
Yeah, I'm kind of sex positive. Positive, I'll be having sex. Positive, I'll be having sex with a different girl tomorrow.
Scary though with the Field thing, just because you're so worried about getting in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what was that?
I'm gonna play something.
Oh, okay, let's play it.
No, well, you finish.
Oh, that was it. Just chicks are prone to ruin your life with a little. Some charges.
I mean, listen. I think that's.
Is there like a waiver
the
involved
guys
in Field? Like, is it like you both signed some sort of waiver or something? I wonder if that's a part of it.
Yeah, that I'm ethically punching.
Yeah. Like, do you agree to terms?
It's just a guy fucking using their head like a fucking. Kinky. Just say the safe word. Sweater weather pairs perfectly with savory foods, but with your busy schedule, sometimes it's hard to eat the way that you want to, and that's where Factor comes in. Their chefs do the shopping, do the chopping, bring you fresh, never frozen, fully cooked meals right to your doorstep. All you got to do is heat and eat. Me and Danny have both been using these for probably about 2 years now almost.
They're the best.
Comes in a big box, and the box has the ice pack, so it keeps it fresh. It is quick. It is easy. Takes the thinking out. You're on that Steve Jobs life where you're not thinking too much.
Taking 2 minutes in the microwave, no cleanup. Best part.
If you want to mess around, you can start customizing your meal plans, or they can do it for you. And when it comes to meals, everyone wants the same thing: options that you're not thinking too much about. That's why Factor offers 35 wholesome meals every week, including Gourmet Plus, Keto, Calorie Smart, Vegan and Veggie, so you'll always find something that you love that'll suit your lifestyle. And there's more to Factor than just lunches and dinner. From easy breakfast smoothies, and the smoothies are great, to delectable midnight snacks, Factor has over 60 plus add-ons to keep you fueled, focused 24/7, and with a plethora of flavors, you're never going to get bored. So, you don't want to be thinking about this stuff too much. So whether you're managing calories, maximizing your protein intake, you can do a full protein one, or trying to eat more balanced, Factor has dietitian approved meals that will help you meet your wellness goals. You choose from 6 meal preferences, and then you're off to the races. So you work hard, treat your body right, and take the worrying out, take the thinking out, and have Factor do it all for you. So they got delicious meals, and we got stuff like filet mignon, shrimp, blackened salmon delivered right to your door, ready to go in just 2 minutes, and you'll savor every bite. So head to factormeals.com/boyscast50. Use the code boyscast50 to get 50% off your first box, 20% off your next month. That is code boyscast50 at factormeals.com/boyscast50, and you get 50% off your first box and 20% off your next month. Fellas, whether you're looking for a core that won't fit, arms worth flexing, whatever you might be, you don't want to be the guy walking around saying no leg day. Whether you're trying to get jacked in the bottom half, Fitbod is the app for you that keeps your exercises fresh, yourself accountable. I just moved into a new place, and I actually got a pretty fire gym, so I'm pretty pumped about that. And it's my old gym. It was a lot of old people. Now everyone there is fucking jacked, so I got to step up the game.
Yeah,
with your
motivation.
With your personal goals in focus, Fitbod customizes every workout and adapts as you improve to avoid plateaus in your journey. So very easy to use. You put in the equipment that's at the gym. It helps keep things fresh. If you're traveling, it'll tell you, sometimes you're in a gym that doesn't have as much equipment. It will tell you exercises that you can do with limited resources. It keeps track of everything for you, which is a very important part.
All your muscle groups.
All your different muscle groups. How long? It makes sure that you're not doing things too close together.
Yeah.
You can kind of keep
too far apart.
Or too far apart. It creates a personalized workout routine based on your goals, fitness level, available equipment. As your fitness level rises, you can do more complicated things. Tracks your muscle recovery, and this has been fine-tuned by certified personal trainers. It's basically like having a personal trainer, but for a fraction of the price. You can learn movements the right way, and with over 1,000 demonstrated videos that they also have available for you. So lock in and stay focused. Join Fitbod today. Get your personalized workout plan, and you can get 25% off your subscription, or you can just try the app for free for 7 days at fitbod.me/boyscast. Again, that is fitbod.me/boyscast. This is people probably maybe have seen this, but this was popping in one of our group chats because I guess one of the super PACs for Kamala Harris for white guys.
Oh yeah.
Or it might have just been the white guys for Harris.
White guys for Harris.
But they did a video telling white guys why they should vote for Kamala Harris, but they did it like a beer commercial. It goes, "Hey, white guys, You saw it. Did you watch it?
No, I don't think I saw it.
Oh, you didn't?
I don't know if
it was in our group chat. Oh, you fuck. I'm glad you haven't seen this.
Maybe I missed
so
this
I get to show this to you for the first time?
Yeah,
No, you're going to like this.
Hey, white dudes. So I think we're all pretty sick of hearing how much we suck. Every time you go
That sounds like
online,
you.
it's the same story. We're the problem. And yeah, some white dudes are.
Not you, though.
Oh, what about this what's up with this whataboutism going on here in this white dudes for Harris thing?
Boom, boom, boom.
No, we're all bad. What are you talking about?
Obviously, there's some guys out there, but us white guys, boom, boom, boom.
Where's the guy on the skateboard?
Yeah, this is...
His MAGA buddies are out there making it worse, shouting nonsense in their stupid red hats and acting like they speak for us when they don't. All they've ever done is screw us over. But if you're not on the MAGA train, where do you go? Isn't it just swapping out one crappy option for another? Then it hit me. This isn't about picking teams. It's about who's got a plan that's gonna make life better for me and my family. So I've been doing my own research and decided to check out...
I thought we weren't doing our own research.
Well, now you do your own research. You're a white guy. This
What?
is geared towards white guys.
I thought we weren't...
They're appealing to guys like you that, you know.
Oh, okay.
So they're
we're allowed to do our own research again.
They're saying you're a white... Listen, you're a
Is
white...
this a temporary pass? Is this like temporary? Just like you're allowed to do your own research after November 5th. No more research again. But we're giving you a fucking 2-month pass.
No, this guy did the research, so you don't have to. That's the part that you're missing out on.
Oh, gotcha. But I thought that was a bad thing.
Walls. And before you jump down my throat, they're actually talking to guys like us. No lectures, no BS. Just real solutions that
So
protect
funny.
them.
This is what they think.
No lectures. No BS. Just guys like us. Like there's some fucking Goomba in Bronx being like, hey, they're talking to guys like us. I was going to go vote for Trump, but I didn't realize that them walls were just like me. Gabagoo.
No BS. He's got a military outfit on.
course.
This is pretty funny, right?
Look
Boom, boom, boom.
That looks Hispanic,
No BS. Before you jumped down my throat, I thought it was bad too. But then I realized this was just no BS, no cap, just all the real deal shit for white guys.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. You in the military? Now they're speaking to us. I know. I thought they weren't, but I looked into it. Turns out they are.
Oh, they are.
And help us take care of the people who matter.
You guys barbecuing?
And honestly, I think Harrison Walls are the ones to make that happen. End of the day, you're your own man. It's your call.
They just
If
making
anyone
you
gives
up a
you crap
little.
about it, tell them it's none of their damn business.
Boom!
All right.
Let's get to work.
White dudes for Harris.
Yeah, it is. It is just so funny though that they started with like, I know.
I know.
That is hilarious, right? That's like a political ad.
I know. We called you deplorables fucking 8 years ago for just being broke and poor and white. I know. But that was that old fucking, that was that bitch Hillary Clinton.
Isn't that hilarious to start a political ad by being like, I know. Listen,
All right. Truce, everybody. Let's just call a truce. You said some things. We said some things. Let's just let bygones be bygones.
This
is important.
The guys like us are super funny though. It's not us, man. It's these other red hat guys making us look.
Yeah. Don't you wish you could just walk around with a red hat anymore? Think of what they've taken from you.
Hey, listen, buddy. I thought that too. But, you know, we're just trying to live our life out here, cook some beer. We're trying to cook some beer. I mean,
Yeah, it is like trying to cook some beer, drink some dogs, guys like us.
There's 3 things I like: the game, beers, and dog. And now I find out that Kamala Harris is talking all about those things.
Yeah. I mean, that is gonna. They're probably gonna
You think
get.
that sways the election?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're gonna get 10 people from that. 10
Do you think that
guys.
there's some guy in the airport watching one of those bad boys? He's like, that friggin' bitch come.
Oh, she's a guy like me. I mean, you know what I mean. She's cool with guys like me.
How many guys do you think in the red states that's going to switch over?
They're like cost per conversions about
What are the chances?
100K.
Do you think that was written by a man or a woman?
Woman.
It feels like it was written by a woman.
Yeah, but with some input from a guy. She goes, "Would a guy say this?" He goes, "Yeah, I guess."
Now, would a guy say
Try not to get
Burgor?
Try not to get fired. I guess.
Yeah, the original script was like, listen, I just want to eat my vegan dogs in peace. And the guy goes, no, let's not do the impossible. The original is
Look at us. Just you want to eat your handful of bugs and just play with your wife's cock. Guys like us, you know?
they brought in a consultant as just like a plumber.
Yeah.
No, it's just like 19 people in the focus group being like, no, when we said guys like you like to play with your wife's dick, is that
accurate? He goes, what the hell? She goes, no.
Okay, we're gonna get rid of that.
Yeah, get rid of that stuff. Yeah. He's not responding well to this.
He's not responding well to the second.
What do you like? He goes, I don't know.
Not responding.
Hanging out.
Sucking off your wife.
Do you do your own research? He goes, sure, sometimes. He goes, oh, that's good.
This is really good. I love this.
You ever worn a red hat that's not a MAGA hat? He goes, yeah, I'm a Cincinnati Reds fan. She goes, and do you like it do you not like it when people mistake that for a MAGA hat? He goes, I don't care. I'm not pussy.
Oh, we're not pussy. I love it. What's that P word you just said?
Oh, the P word. It's good.
And then the guy's just sitting there with the voice actor. They bring in a plumber, but they're not going to let the plumber on the mic, but the plumber is talking and he's trying to replicate his voice.
Yeah.
Hello, can you speak again? He goes, how you doing? He goes, how you doing? How you do? Okay, so do it again. Like he has a plumber teaching him how to do the voice.
This is one of the few times where, when you get the sides as the voice actor, and they go, "We're looking for," they go, "guys of any ethnicity," and then you go, "Yeah, not me." This time the white guys go, "Okay, finally, fuck." Like some guy comes in, he goes, "Hey, man, what's up? You a white guy?" And he goes, "No, sorry, you're wasting your time."
If I was a voice actor, I'd feel like that was a trap. If they brought me in for a line, it was like, white guys, everyone's telling us we're the problem. Enough's enough. And you go, what was the commercial for again?
Yeah. Hey, I told you. I did the fucking the basketball one where it ended up just being like the blackest guy being the basketball for the 2016 NBA All-Star game. And
Didn't you also go out for the role of like Pindar Supafar?
Didn't know a guy named Dinesh. And I go, what am I doing here? But it was like the basketball, and I just played it straight like a white guy. I go, hey, I'm a basketball. Bank of Montreal basketball. And then it was like, yo, what up, man? I'm the basketball. And I'm like, if I come out, I'm like, yo, what's up, man? And they're like, yo, you're never allowed back here.
I had one of those where I went out for role of rapper.
Yeah.
Guess what that rapper looked like when the commercial aired? That would be funny if that was Danny's career. He was the voice. That would be like a scandal if they find out
so good.
You're wearing your yarmulke. Yo, you know what it is?
Yo, get the best rates possible at Bank of Montreal during the 2016 NBA All-Star game. I'm just a basketball.
I'm a motherfucking basketball. I'm gonna go through a little bit of climate change stuff because there's been some funny stuff coming out.
Yeah.
So I feel like they have been overstretching their hand, and one of the ones we've talking about, and I've even said this on stage, but we go, girls, they love, climate change up into the point where it actually has something that they have effect with. For example, taking long showers, having to wash their clothes more. UK public washing their clothes is often damaging to the environment. Says laundry brand, Guardian's doing this article. A lot of people are, they've been starting to be, what are some other things? And they're going hard on the washing their clothes, make flights an hour longer to save the planet.
Yeah, that's not going to work
Toronto
out.
Sun article.
Just go slower. Everybody wants to be on a fucking slower plane to save, what was it, 7% of the gas or something?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, probably no on that. But I don't think girls are going to get on. I don't think girls are going to get on board with the idea of washing their clothes less. Whereas guys like me and you, who wear our pants probably 4 or 5 times a piece before you pop them in there.
25.
Dude, if you actually did a study, I think you might find that girls have way more carbon emissions than men.
Easily.
You know what I'm saying? And if you look at that,
easily,
right? And you go. Then it is the audacity of, if you think about a girl yelling at you about the environment when she uses probably twice the carbon.
Oh my God, my wife literally goes grocery shopping and she all the time she'll have stuff and I go she'll we'll be putting it in the fridge. I go, do you just want me to throw this in the garbage now or just wait till next week? And then she's like,
every girl I've ever.
And then she goes, and then cut to me next week just throwing it in the garbage.
Girls love putting a little bit of food in the fridge and just leaving it there for the rest of eternity.
Or buying stuff because they're pretending they're oh no, I am like this person. This is what I eat now. And you go, no, you don't.
No, then you throw out a full thing of food.
Yeah, you're not eating this fucking salad
before
mix.
It goes bad.
Yeah,
and you're not eating that many avocados.
Exactly. Oh, avocados. I'm just straight in the trash.
A company that sells cleaning products giving customers a surprise advice: wash your clothes less. It's calling for a change in our laundry habits. So. I'm sure if you do care about, if you're obsessed with carbon emissions, there's truth to that.
Sure.
Takes money to heat up water.
That's why I don't fucking wash my pants ever. It's because I care about carbon emissions.
Yeah. I mean, it is though. I can't imagine that. Okay, I'm probably actually not a good example because we fly a lot.
Yes.
But if you took me before I flew all the time, I wasn't using that much carbon.
No.
If anything, every girl that's buying all this stuff, throwing it out, fast fashion, throwing it out.
Absolutely.
We're buying pairs of pants
women
and having
are
them
killing
for 15
the fucking
years.
environment. Women are literally just killing the environment.
And then finger waving at you.
I know. There's like a few of them that are like maybe upcycling their shit. Most of them are just terrors.
Yes, agreed.
Fucking just getting us into a new ice age, just expediting the process.
You tired of people telling you when you're not even using carbon, you take steps to reduce your carbon emissions, but that's not what the bros think. So the 2 Just Stop Oil activists are doing 2 years in jail.
Yeah. What'd they get popped for?
I think it's
The glue?
Plummer. The girl's name is Plummer. She gave a 20-minute address to the judge in mitigation in which she cited she just cited Gandhi and Nelson Mandela, saying that she's basically Nelson Mandela and she's going to jail for that.
Okay.
But they're doing a couple years, and they said they'll take their sentences with a smile. So 10,000, basically the sentence is for causing 10,000 worth of damage for the soup throwing. But all these people have been throwing the soup, which is, you almost think of this as like predatory from the standpoint of where you go, there's probably some guy that's probably like around our age. He's got like a TA sensibility, starts these climate organizations, gets a bunch of young college kids, convinces them to go throw paintings, and now they're in jail. You know what I mean?
Hey, man. Well, this is like the Mackelmore thing. It's like, if you want to do some activism, you got to pay the price.
Yeah, I guess you are doing it.
Yeah, you're doing it. You're doing activism. Nothing changed. Nothing changed at all, other than you're now in jail causing...
You do have some skin in the game, predominantly your skin being used as a...
Stuck to the road from when they had to remove your hand that was glued to it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, hey, you want to do this kind of activism. You've changed...
And it used as a human pincushion in jail.
Zero minds. If anything, you've actually done the Just Stop Oil people are doing a negative job. Because people see that and they hate them so much.
That's for sure
like
true.
You're actually, had you not done anything, you wouldn't be in jail and we'd probably be better off.
Yeah, because people would be more on board with your policies.
Yeah. Funny how that works.
There probably of people changing people's minds.
Yeah.
I would say that the Van Goghs, I don't think people give too much of a shit about one of
the traffic.
The stopping traffic when people like if I was ever in traffic and I was running late for somewhere or I was maybe like right on time and they stopped traffic and it made me be late for something important or even work or something.
Yeah,
I would for the rest of my life I would hold that grudge probably.
Oh, for sure. I'd be like, fuck these climate people.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah,
Clowns.
Your like wife's like, should we get an electric car? You're like,
no, because fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. No, we're going gas, diesel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're getting a diesel stove. We're getting
everything. Is that even a thing? It is now.
Yeah, and
we're getting a diesel stove.
I actually am not one to hold a grudge. I think I would hold that grudge for life.
Yeah, those people are fucking dweebs.
And then the other thing is, so climate activists, the next 5 years are make or break, and they did a big thing basically saying that...
you can't say that every 5 years.
Well, yeah, so I found this article that did a list of all the people that did a doomsday.
Yeah.
Where they... And if
they've been going back forever.
That's what I didn't realize. It was going back like, I thought this would have maybe started in kind of, in the last 100 years or whatever. There's people predicting like climate apocalypses like 2,000 years ago.
Yeah. Well, the thing is nobody, there's no like you have to make crazy predictions. Nobody wants someone to be like, hey, nothing's going to happen. You go, okay, great. We're not printing that.
So you got to be wild.
Like if you're going, we're fine. It goes, okay. Not printing that.
And then also you're like, I'm going to make these crazy predictions. And you go, well, what about 10 years when it's not true? It's like, I'll be 30 and I've grown out of this shit.
Yeah. Or I'll be like, I'll have crazy new predictions. And I'll be like, oh yeah, those predictions were wrong. But my new predictions
are even
scarier.
Al Gore was one of the biggest one. He said there's 70% chance that Al Gore was set that like, 14 years ago, he basically said within the next 5 to 7 years. So he was predicting 10 years ago, the entire, polarized ice cap would melt and it'd be flooding everywhere and basically the world would be over.
Yep.
Greta Thunberg said we had 5 years left.
Yeah.
Well, that's why she actually did it smart because she switched to Palestine where you go, all your predictions would wrong. And she goes, you're still fucking...
Yeah, there's a fucking genocide going on.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you fucking blind? I'm so far past that.
Who gives a shit about that?
Yeah, so that was actually a smart move.
Yeah.
Is when your prediction runs out, move on to a new thing.
And a much more tangible thing that's like actually happening.
Daniel Fagra said no more glaciers by 2020.
Okay.
But if you click on the link, which I sent you the Quora thing, someone basically went through and there's a lot of these like kind of funny ones. Basically 1912, they said there'll be no more coal or wood.
Yeah,
because
this
of a
was
snowball Earth.
Snowball Earth.
Snowball Earth. And they have all these articles. So this is 1924. Glacier Park will soon lose all of its ice piles.
Yeah. I mean,
no more glaciers by 2020. Let's see some good ones here. So this is March 1977. Basically saying the world's oil will disappear.
Well, yeah, that was peak oil was a
in
big
the first
decade. Well, I guess peak oil
decade of the
technically
21st century
is right because I guess
So you think they got that one?
Well, no. There's theoretically there must be a finite amount of oil in the
Acid
world.
rain was a big one.
Oh yeah, I remember acid rain. Remember the ozone layer? Remember that?
Ozone layer. You
Remember
don't
when we
hear
were
it that
kids?
much?
The hole in the ozone layer. That was the big thing. Although
I
some
said
people
that to someone. They said they fixed it.
They did fix it. That's what
Yeah.
they're saying. They go, yeah, this is like one of the ones where people are like, yeah, they actually took the fluorocarbons or whatever, CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons. They go, they took that out of everything and then it fixed it. I don't know. I'll have to take the word for it, but they said they fixed it.
Said drinking water supplies will dry up on islands by 1992.
Okay.
Ceylon has some good ones here. Anyways, 50 million.
Look, it's just, if you make crazy claims, people want to read them. If you don't make crazy claims, nobody's interested.
Pentagon telling Bush. Yeah, I mean, you are right. But it is interesting, going back and seeing it all,
Yeah. And I mean, 50 years from now, we'll go back and it'll be the same shit.
Half the countries will be gone. There's some claims saying every animal will be gone by already now. And these are all kind of like in major papers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, there's that thing where all the rich climate people are like, I know this has been said, but like, they're like, oh, the water lines are, or the sea levels are going up, and then they buy like a $20 million house on the beach.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a
Right,
good
and
point. But it's interesting just looking back at all the things I thought.
Yeah, charlatans.
I don't know. I did a video about squatting, and we've talked about the squatter stuff a little bit, but there's probably one of the most craziest ones I've ever seen. And moneywise.com did this article, but basically this guy goes, I was looking into this whole thing, but there's this dude, he lives in Kentucky. He has these buddies and they're kind of friends, and the guy comes over and then his car breaks and the guy's like, I don't want to go home. Can I work on my car in your garage? Apparently the guy says, yeah, I can work. You can work on your car. 2 days pass. He still says, I'm working at the car. He starts sleeping in the car. And then basically the guy's like, hey, this has got to wrap up. And then the guy says, I have squatter's rights. Like, it'd be like if I stayed at your house and I'm in your garage. And then all of a sudden I just don't want to leave. And then basically because of this spiraled out of control, they started fighting. And then the guy living in the garage goes to the cops being like, this guy pushed me. I want a restraining order against him. Gets a restraining order against the owner of the house. So the owner of the house has to stay 500 away.
No way.
Yeah, exactly.
So then the guy's like, I can't be in my own house because it's too close to the guy squatting in my garage.
Correct.
Oh my God.
So this one's getting a lot of publicity because the guy's out there being like, this is crazy. The guy living in the garage's story is, he goes, at some point, the guy told me I could live here in exchange for doing some chores. And the guy's story is like, yeah, I said like for a day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until you got your car fixed. And, but it's like he said, she said, and he's got to go through the whole procedure and he can't go back because he's got this restraining order. So if he goes back to his own house, he'll get arrested. And then
It's not the guy's house. It's like, yeah. What? Can he go back if the guy decides to go run an errand? Can he go back and then like?
Oh, that's a good question. If the guy, the
guy's like, I'm never fixing my car, so there will be no errands.
I think when you're squatting though, probably it's hard. You got to be very what's the right word? Strategic about when you're leaving.
Sure.
Because someone else can just go and like change the
But
locks
I guess you
or
could put like a lock on your door, and then like I think there's like some legality where you like,
yeah, but then the
can't
other
change
guy does the
lock.
same thing to you. Be like, yeah, well now I'm squatting here.
Yeah, but I don't know how that works. I think once you're in the squatting rights, once you're in like a
You have to go get the
thing
cops.
you got to get like the sheriff to do.
But the guy doesn't have a lease, right? So the guy would be like, well, I live there, and you go prove it. The guy doesn't have any proof, probably, right?
Right, yeah,
so
yeah.
I think his whole thing hinges on he can't really leave because if you leave, someone else just does the same thing, and then you go get the cops. You're like, they're at my house, and you go prove that's your house. You go, the guy told me I could stay in his garage. That's kind of all you have.
Because he's got a restraining order. I have a restraining order.
So I think you got to be. I think you got to be a little strategic about how to live there and how to get it there. I think once you change your mailing address, maybe that's the key point where you
Can
go.
you change your mailing address to a garage?
Well, you just change it to the house, I guess.
That's fucking ballsy.
So this guy's gonna be.
He goes, hey, can you just bring my mail down? And you go, no, I'm not bringing you your mail.
Bringing your squatter's mail.
Why the fuck did you change your address?
Well, I think now the guy's taking over the whole house. So now he's living large, man.
Nice little
And
scheme.
I think at the end of this, what might happen is worst case scenario, you just get evicted and you had 6 months free rent. So it is.
Yeah, that's what everybody
hilarious.
does. That's the whole thing.
But the crazy part about this one's, I mean, there's lots of crazy parts, but the extra crazy part about it is that it's his buddy that did this, you know?
Yeah, that's fucking.
So lastly, there's this article that says America's young men are falling even further behind. And they, people have talked about how dudes aren't doing so hot. And they kind of did a study basically saying that women in the last little while have been doing increasingly better and better. And that market share has come from guys. And, if you look at your average guy that's like 20 now versus 10 years ago, they're doing way worse.
Sure,
Most of it exited the workforce. Some stuff that we've talked about before and other people have talked about
not
before.
doing as well in school.
But I thought it was relevant to bring up because, and then on top of that, there's kind of like the jobs that are the more jobs that get invented or, less manual labor focused sort of thing. But they've also said at the same time that there was an article recently sort of saying that men have increasingly been moving into, trades, right?
Right, yeah.
And they're saying that's actually starting to reverse this thing. So it's saying if you're like an 18-year-old guy, a lot of these dudes have been not going to college. And if, there's always that debate of like whether college is, you should go to college.
You could be a fucking longshoreman and work overtime, make $150,000 a year.
It's 200 for some of these guys.
Yeah, or whatever. I mean, dude, there's like cops in New York City. Like New York City puts out their list of like the highest paid police officers, and there's like many of them who make like $200K because they just work like crazy overtime.
Well, Peter Thiel, he had like a program where he was buying people out of their university.
Yeah,
if you remember that?
Yeah.
He basically said like he'll pay people to not go to university essentially.
Yeah.
And he kind of apparently they did like a big study, and he was like, "There's no worse investment in the world than buying like an expensive university degree."
Oh, for sure. Like,
but again, that's not talking about the ones that are like, some of these degrees are 30,
MIT,
40 grand. Yeah, we're talking about these ones that
I'm
are like 500K, right?
Yeah, and you're just like a philosophy major or some shit from Hartford.
Yeah, you have finished with a degree that by the time you're halfway through, the field doesn't even exist anymore, right?
Yeah.
But it was interesting. It was just interesting to me that it kind of said that the things are starting to reverse because the market forces, dudes were like, well, yeah, obviously that's not the move.
No, for sure. And you're like, yeah, and also your parents probably are like becoming a little more wise to the shit where they're like, hey, you know what? Maybe don't go to college. Whereas, they were probably told like, oh, you have to go to college to get ahead.
Yeah, it was really
and
like
now it's
the
like,
millennials.
Oh, it might put you behind.
It was really like millennials, Gen Z that really got fucked. It's probably taken long enough that people are starting to wise up to the scheme.
Yeah, and all the smart people are like, you know what? You really don't need to go to college. And
does the doctor ever catch up to the lawyer? You know that, right?
Yeah. So
apparently, when you do that study, which is does the doctor ever catch up to the lawyer, which is essentially they go, okay, so doctor finishes his 5 years of school, then he does like another 3, then you do an apprenticeship, so you start working at 31. You start at like 31 years old and you're making, let's say, 100, then 150. So you go when you're at 50, you go, okay, the plumber started making 80 grand a year at 19, 18.
For sure. Yeah.
And you go, so if he just made 80 to 100, he's already 1.1 million compounding higher than the doctor before the doctor even started working.
Sure.
So they go, does the doctor ever catch up with the plumber?
The plumber. Yeah, but there's not a lot of plumbers who probably make 800 grand a year unless they own their own business.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's not a crazy amount. If you look at average salaries for a doctor, it's not like 800.
I think in the States, I know, but I think in the US, it's like 500 probably or 400.
That's like surgeons.
Canada's lower. No, I don't think so. I thought it was higher. I thought it was like doctors make fucking bank in the U.S.
It's hard to find this study because what does your average doctor make?
I thought in the U.S., Canada's one much lower.
Average doctor for physicians, median. So median wage. So that's the difference. I think the mean might be a little higher because there's a lot of guys that, or some surgeon that made 8 mil a year.
Yeah.
But then again, if you want to include that, you want to include in some of these guys the plumber that bought 9 houses. And,
of course. Yeah,
so I don't know. But the median wage, which is probably a better one to look at in this case, is $229.
Oh, okay. There you go. I thought they moved more than that. So there's plumbers who make 200 grand for sure.
Well, the question is, do they ever catch up? You know? And I think the answer is yes, but the answer is also you catch up at 52.
But the doctors who are you start earning money at 31, but you also owe $1 million.
Well, that's the other second part of it. So you owe 500 grand. So basically you both start working at 31 and the plumber has the present, the future value of 1 mil plus the 500K. So 1.6. So he starts basically 2.5 mil ahead of you is kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Something like that.
A plumber is basically a toilet doctor.
Is it really that? At your house, he's a surgeon.
Is It's fucking ER in my house. It's like, we got a major one. Code red.
I'm trying to save the porcelain. It's not possible. Let it die. Clear. Porcelain's gone. Okay.
Lost another one.
All right. Well, I hope everyone, like I said, I'm putting my special out on my YouTube channel. I hope everyone will share a clip from it. I'm going to put a Dropbox with some clips, or if you want to share just the poster or anything like that, tell a friend, because I'm putting this on my own channel. I've even had a few places that I was like, that were discussing it, but I wanted to release it before the tour. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna like have these conversations, because it was going to take another 4 months, and I took a long time to put this together. I had things that I tried to perfect it too. Like I paid for things that were, that I was like, I didn't like the way that turned out. And then I've hired someone else. Like, so I paid.
Whole ordeal.
I put a lot of money into trying to make
real
it right.
fucking white dude for Harris over here.
Yeah, I was a white dude for Harris, the way that I was getting fucking hosed on this thing, man. But I don't know. I think it's good. So
yeah.
So please share it. I'd appreciate that. Or come to one of the shows.
Yeah, come out. I'll be in Baltimore next.
Subscribe
Thursday.
to the Patreon. Go to Danny's show in Baltimore. Help try to make some of these $1 million that I spent back, or at least just watch it.
Just watch it.
Peace.